largest cruiserweight, and you're watching and listening to Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm out.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining me is that guy, Tommy.
Hello.
And over here, back after a nice little vacation, we got Big Mike.
What's up, guys? 2024. We're in month 7. 8 tomorrow.
Almost 8. Yeah, 8 tomorrow. So
8 tomorrow. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Hey, well, Mike, how was the vacation?
It was really nice. I was down in Port A for the weekdays, and it rained a lot, but we did get down to the beach a little bit, and I just hung out with my family. I got in the pool. The place had a small pool in the back. Even though it was cold some days, the water was cold. I'm fine with that. So nice little vacation, and then I know Tommy talked a little bit about it last night. We may talk about it a little bit later here. Corpus Christi Comic Con, which was fun as hell, and then there is a wrestling connection within that. So,
yeah,
great time.
Quite a bit. I mean, Tommy talked a little bit about it last night on the Geekcast. What were some of the experiences you had at in Corpus for that con? So,
well, looking back, I honestly saw at least a part of almost every panel Saturday and Sunday, even ones Tommy wasn't doing, because like we walked in and I think Tommy's was next to like the end of a Joey Fatone.
Yeah,
it was after one. We walked into that, which was kind of random, and I've never myself been a big NSYNC fan or whatever, but it was pretty cool, and he seems like a really fun guy and whatever. Funny jokes and stuff that he was telling about his time there. And then the ones Tommy did, Adam Baldwin, who I knew for a few things, and then as he was going through the panel, I started looking up and realized he was in like 95 other things that I never realized, including things like, well, I knew this a little bit while, but like Independence Day and pretty much any other show that Nathan Fillion or Josh Whedon had done, he wound up in there at some point. But then, just Lou Ferrigno, like listening to that was super cool. Got to shake his hand, did get a picture, because it was one of those things where after the panel, he was really nice, but he kind of seemed like he really wanted to get back to the signing area, so I didn't want to bother him. Yeah.
So
Chuck Norris was there. I legitimately never saw him, because even in the celebrity, I didn't go to the table, because legitimately every time we walked to celebrities, his table was packed. And I mean, like, this was not a bigger con. Like, it was decent size, but like in the celebrity section, there were plenty of times where their lines would kind of die down and there'd be little gaps of no one, kind of over there. I'm telling you, every time I assume Chuck Norris was there, he was packed with people. And apparently his stuff was pretty expensive, so he was raking it in.
Yeah. I saw him barely once. And I think that was walking back from his photo ops. I think that's when I saw him.
You don't see Chuck Norris, he sees you. So
yeah, that's a fair thing.
Oh my God.
I mean, he did die years ago, but death hasn't hit the curse to tell him yet. So.
Yeah. And then of course, like the two cool things on Sunday, which was meeting Summer Glau and finding out that not only do we have the same birthdays, not only are we both born in San Antonio, we apparently were born in the exact same hospital. So, I was very willing to bring this up, JC, because I hate replacing you as my oldest. She replaces you with my oldest friend now, because we're OGs from the nursery.
Yeah.
So I mean,
literally known each other since birth, apparently.
Right.
So, yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So, so then that on top of meeting Mick Foley and Lita after that was super cool. So yeah, great weekend. Lots of fun, and just really cacked up what wound up being a really good week. A nice birthday for me. So
yeah,
can't complain. Been pretty blessed.
Pretty awesome, for sure. Now, obviously, there's a bit of wrestling news kind of on top of all this. I think the news is spread around the internet. Nobody really knows what it means, but apparently Tony Khan and Shane McMahon had a meeting of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that is the fakest paparazzi photo. Like, because
I don't know.
the report was that they met like at some meeting room at like a Dallas private airport. So who's able to just walk in the room and surprise them and get away with that? Like, I don't know. I feel like they wanted that to get out, or it was like kind of a planned thing. And I'm not not saying anything bad about them, but like it seemed like they wanted that to get out.
Yeah, probably just look on their faces or something like that. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is what it is, but at the same time, what could something actually come from this?
I don't know.
I mean, in this day and age, for as much wrestling as we've seen, I wouldn't doubt anything just about, you know.
Yeah.
So, could we like what was the joke that they had before? The name on the contract says Khan, but I mean
Nick Khan, right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm interested to see what comes of this. What happens?
There too much longer. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, that's kind of been floating around here. And now some other news that's gone, and maybe not necessarily wrestling, but we're going to kind of turn this into a bit of wrestling news. So if you guys are out there in the chat, I want you to know, or I want your opinion. Explain this in wrestling terms. If you guys are out there watching this.
Well, let me tell you, Mean Gene. Tell all these people to shut up if they want to hear what I gotta say.
I don't know how would we explain this in wrestling talk, I guess you could say. So.
No, I got it. It's me, Austin. It was me all along. Austin.
Don't insult Robert Downey Jr. like that.
Yeah.
No, it would be like after this 20. It would be like if after this 2025 retirement tour that Cena's on, he comes back in like 2027 as like a corporate menu, as like a corporate guy or something, or like trying to like, I don't know, like it's like because I mean Iron Man for all intents and purposes went out the big hero, but like he had his end. Or so yeah, so and then it's like he's coming back to playing a different character. We don't really know, obviously, what connection it's going to have to Tony Stark.
If it has one at all,
right? So, I don't know if it's Cena being himself or Cena coming back and playing a totally different heel character. But
I got it. I just figured out how this works.
What's that?
It's Isaac Yankem, DDS becoming Kane. That's what it is.
I feel like you're insulting Robert Downey Jr. with some of these comparisons because
let's try this one. It's Shawn Michaels having his last match at WrestleMania in Phoenix, losing to The Undertaker. And then for some random reason showing up in Saudi Arabia for
wait, that's not an insult. That's an insult.
That's exactly what I'm about to say. See, I feel like we're insulting Robert Downey Jr. by comparing this coming back as Doom as
let me try this.
horrible DX Saudi match. Like that's
even they said they shouldn't have done.
John Cena retiring after next year, only to be booked for All In 2025.
But you're making the so. I feel like all these things. No, I know, but I feel like all these things are making what RDJ is doing as like bad or not. No, I don't know.
It's one of the, I'm looking at it more as like a surprise. Like this would be something we never thought this would happen. We never thought you'd see Robert Downey Jr. Coming back to the MCU as a villain of all things. Maybe
I think there's
maybe
more
as an Iron Man variant, with the whole multiverse thing, as like a little surprise or a cameo here and there. But coming back as Doctor Doom, we don't even know what Earth this is, whatever. So my thought is like, okay, take somebody like you imagine John Cena showing up after his retirement tour, becoming the villain in AEW? You know, I mean that's well, something I could think of it that way. You know, so
And the reaction would probably be the same from a lot of fanboys. So
yeah,
maybe that's
a character that never really was a villain his entire career. You know, I mean,
yeah.
Well, I do feel like that people are forgetting that he's an actor and he can pull off different characters as
What? Tommy, how dare you? How dare you humanize this man?
I feel like he didn't just win an Academy Award for for playing a person that was not at all Tony Stark in Oppenheimer. So I
What?
mean
He wasn't Tony Stark in Oppenheimer? Like, they were building stuff. That's what Tony Stark does.
he was
that's
more
what I would
Howard
tell.
Stark, I guess you could say.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I would say. That's true.
Yeah.
That's why I would tell the movie.
Didn't he
I
build the
was
atomic bomb in his basement with spare parts or something? Or was that?
That was a good.
Oh no, that was Doc Brown. Never mind.
That was a good one. That was good.
If you're just joining us, we got this picture up there, and we just want you to explain.
And this is still the WrestleCast, actually. So.
This is the WrestleCast, but explain what you're seeing here in wrestling terms. How would this compare? Yeah. So, I mean, can you? Oh, I don't know if you can throw a Hulk Hogan comparison here, but
I just don't want to compare and put Hogan and Robert Downey Jr. on the same level because
yeah,
you know, I lose more respect for Hogan every time he does anything nowadays.
I was gonna say whenever he literally shows up on social media in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that we say something about an actor playing two different characters and like one's playing one character in Marvel, he's playing another character in DC. In this instance, he's playing two different characters, but both in Marvel. So that's kind of.
But he's not even the only person to play multiple Marvel characters. He's just the highest profile one.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, you know what I feel like this is? I feel like this is like Undertaker, like going from Ministry Undertaker, but then when he went to but if he skipped straight to Evil Biker Taker, like if he didn't have a good one in between. That's what I feel like this is.
Okay. Hey James, what's up? We just want you to explain what you're seeing in wrestling terms.
Is this Stone Cold joining Vince McMahon?
Ooh.
Oh.
Is that what this is?
This could be that. So
yeah, this could be that.
Maybe. Hey James, you're not that late. We literally have just been on like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So big news of the weekend. Obviously, if you didn't get to see it on the Geekcast yesterday, Tommy and I joined Steady and we talked all about Deadpool and Wolverine. Spoiled the hell out of it. So you definitely go check out our review if you have seen the movie.
No, apparently there was only like a 3-day embargo on people posting spoilers because like everyone just posts stuff that happened already. I'm like, I'm glad I saw it Monday morning because if I'd waited any longer, like.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I found a TikTok live stream earlier today where they were just streaming from the movie theater.
Oh my god, I can't stand people anymore.
Yeah, but thank God for TikTok because I've been able to go back and rewatch scenes and catch on jokes that I missed the first time because I was laughing so hard. So.
But Robert Downey Jr. showing up, I was not expecting that. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not supposed to.
Yeah, so so something to throw out there. Kind of slow news, I guess, right now. So yeah. All right. Tommy.
Yes.
Oh. You have gotten started a little bit on Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor.
Yes.
Now, I haven't gotten to watch it, full disclosure, but some of the results I wanted to call out.
Yeah.
Got a few title changes.
Mm-hmm.
First, Lee Moriarty defeated Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Championship. Sorry, Mike.
So let me real quick let me just say the last thing I'm on right now is the last two matches, the co and main event. I haven't watched those in full yet. I know what happens in them, and I've seen some clips, so I haven't watched the full matches all the way through yet.
Okay, so you haven't seen the Women's World Championship and the World Championship matches.
Right. I've seen clips, and I know what happens in them, but I just haven't seen the full thing yet. Yeah.
Let's see. The Women's TV Championship changed hands. Red Velvet defeated Billy Starks.
Billy Starks tried to pull the neck thing, and Red Velvet didn't fall for it.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Undisputed Kingdom, Taven and Bennett retained the tag team championships, but they are also title holders with Roderick Strong for the 6-man title, and they found out they're going to be facing the Von Erichs. I'm sorry, they're not champions right now, but they're going to be facing the Von Erichs, Marshall and Ross Von Erich, and Dustin Rhodes for the vacant 6-man tag team championship at Battle of the Belts 11.
which
Wait,
already
that
happened.
already happened. Yeah, that already happened.
Oh, that already happened. Okay.
It happened-
Dustin and the Von Erichs won.
That was the next day. Okay, my bad.
Okay, yeah, that's okay.
This stuff happens too quick for me sometimes. I'm sorry. And then of course, TV Championship. Atlantis Jr. retained over Leo Rush, Shane Taylor, Brian Cage, Lee Johnson, and Johnny TV. So, then the other results we know. I can tell them, Tommy, but you already know the results, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
So what I've seen in the main events, they are must see. The other matches were really good, but Layla Hirsch and Diamante may have had one of the best women's matches of the year because they beat the shit out of each other. And I have nothing but respect for them after that. Like, I respected them already, but the lengths they went through for that match, holy crap, it was amazing.
Did Layla Hirsch versus her look like that Japanese Olympic player trying to guard Wemby? Was it that big of a difference?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay.
Diamante is actually not that much taller than her.
Oh, okay.
But
maybe if it would have been like Camille or something.
If it had been Queen Aminata, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Camille. Oh yeah. Camille too. I forgot just that quickly.
Well, that just happened recently that you finally showed up. So yeah.
Also, though, Beast Mortos and Commander had a opening match so good. I'm more than positive everyone in the back said, "What the hell, dude? Why did they do that? Now we have to follow that crap." So because that was one of the best opening matches I've ever seen in anything. I'm not even joking. It's if you watch the opening match and just say, "What the hell? How is the rest of the show going to follow this?" That's the proper reaction. Yeah. It's so good. Yes,
I think we agree with this 100%, James.
Yeah, they're two of the nicest guys I've ever met. They're really cool and so friendly with the fans. It's really cool to see them get their just rewards.
All right. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Well, no, I want to say this real quick, and I wish it felt like Tony Khan cared more about ROH because we hardly heard anything about this show. From what Tommy's been saying, it sounded like, as always, the wrestlers are giving their all in these matches. But like Wheeler Yuta was out for like 4 months, injured with, was never on screen with Blackpool Combat Club. He had the belt the whole time. He just kept the pure championship. They didn't strip him. They didn't do anything for it. Like it wasn't a big deal that he was gone and not defending, right? The ROH champion, as cool as it is that Mark Briscoe's champion, he's usually busy with the conglomerate or whatever he is now on AEW TV. And, he even like previous ROH champions, they hardly ever show up on ROH TV. And they really just defended pay-per-views. And, Athena,
between, though.
Athena's Athena's been like champ for 600 days. She has been carrying that show for almost 2 years now, and how many people know about it? Like it kind of sucks, and I wish he felt it feels like he doesn't care about it or doesn't really, like it's an afterthought after Dynamite and Collision and whatever else he's got to deal with there. That's the way it feels. If it's not that way,
it does feel like that because quite frankly, when Tommy and I did the show last week, I was just checking out everything and I realized, oh my God, they're ROH this weekend. Like I literally just we decided last minute to talk about it briefly, and they don't market it, they don't advertise it very much. Like nobody really knows. They don't even have any pay-per-views announced for the rest of the year. Like the next pay-per-view listed is Wrestle Dynasty, and that's the co-promoted show with AEW New Japan in Japan the day after Wrestle Kingdom. So it's like, I get he bought it. I understand if you bought it just for the library, maybe the history, things like that. But what are you really doing with it?
So I hate to disagree with both of you, but I do.
Okay.
Because it's twofold. For one, I wonder how much he can promote it because of the deal with Warner Brothers. First of all, like I wonder how much can he say, like, watch something else that we own and they don't. How much can he say that? Also, to be fair, Mark Briscoe has been on a lot of the ROH TV tapings. He doesn't defend the belt as often. I'll give you that, but he is on a lot of the tapings, and he is on AEW TV with the belt, like the Undisputed Kingdom is with the belts, like the Bill Club Gold was with the belts until they split them again recently. So I feel like he's promoting it as much as he probably legally can, considering he probably can't use commercial time to promote this thing because he exclusively owns ROH. WB doesn't own that.
But he has ROH people on AEW. They used to have their title all the time.
Yeah, and that's probably the workaround to get away with that. He probably can't put a commercial on though. That's probably having the belts is probably the only workaround to that.
I don't know, Tommy. I feel like this is your Snyderverse like steady.
First of
I feel
all,
like you're never. I feel like you're never going to say anything bad against.
I've said this all of one time. All of one time. Let's start there. First of all, I've said this all of one time. Secondly, it's okay.
Tommy, restore the ROH verse.
Well, that's what the reports I read. That was supposed to be for. That's why they're in Arlington so much right now, because they're supposed to be doing more tapings and have more of a storyline going. That's why they're in that building now.
Are we going to get a Death Before Dishonor supercut with the Swedish
Jesus
women
Christ.
singing?
Only if it's like Glory by Honor by the middle of the what is it Glory by Honor that happens in the fall? I think it's Glory by Honor because Final Battle is winter. What happens after this?
I
think
I don't know.
I think it was Glory by Honor was their usual other big one.
Let me see. I'll go based on last year's pay-per-views. So they had Final Battle. Like even last year, it was Death Before Dishonor. They didn't have another one until Final Battle.
Okay, then Glory by Honor was the old one then. Okay.
Yeah. There was Glory by Honor before Death Before Dishonor. Then they had Honor for All. Then there's Final Battle previous year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, the last 2023, they only had 3 pay-per-views, and it's looking like that's going to be the route they go 2024. You know, so.
Well, also, I mean, but but at the same time, if they can't promote it as much, and even when they do have it, mostly all people do is talk shit about it. Why would they have more than 3 pay-per-views? It would essentially shoot themselves in the foot. Because it's not like they don't have shows at all, and it's not like you can't watch shows at all. But all everyone does is bitch about it. I wouldn't put money in that if even if I was trying, everyone just fucking shit on it.
What's he doing? Because we went to Collision in December and we sat there till 11:30 to watch tapings.
There was some Ring of Honor tapings. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll put it this way: if you're putting in all that effort, and people just complain about it anyway, and there's nothing you can do that's right or wrong. You can't do too many or too little to make anyone happy. You just can't.
I mean, that's fine. Then crap or get off the pod with it. I mean, close shop or make it something, because it doesn't feel relevant in the way it's being done right now. And I know he's stuck on ROH Club or whatever to watch it, but like if you would have asked me, I didn't know there was a pay-per-view, and if you would have asked me what the matches were, I have no clue. So I mean, at that point, if you can't do anything with it, why are you still doing it?
So I'll counter that point with this. Then do we know when every GCW show is?
No, but they have a place where they are most of the time, and they have a pretty dedicated fan base, and they use social media incredibly well. They're using Matt Cardona and his internet savvy well, and GCW is not some other company's like offshoot or project.
But do we know when every show is my question?
No, but
we don't
also watch it.
But should they close? Is my question.
No,
But-
I'm not.
but
I'm not
they're
saying,
a
we're not saying they
company.
close. We're not saying they close. It's just do some more with it. You know, like I mean that's my thing. You know,
But you were just saying that they can't do anything right, they can't do anything wrong, no matter what they do, people complain. But if that's the way Tony Khan feels or whatever, then then why are you doing it if there's no right or you're always wrong no matter what you do? You just doing it for yourself? Are you just doing it so wrestlers have something? I mean,
or so wrestlers have something.
Okay.
Is that so wrong?
That's not. I want to give me more than 3 pay-per-views a year. It's not like AEW's got a full schedule. Like they don't run every month too. Like, that's just my personal thing. Maybe I'm just like harkening back. Like I wish the old days where Ring of Honor before it was sold was running often. And that's kind of what I miss. Like I'm glad it's still around, but I feel like there's more they can do with it because they have some budding stars in there. They really do. It's just that why did Athena's been, like you mentioned, has the championship for 600 days. Why isn't she getting on AEW TV? Why isn't she being promoted as such? And that's maybe that's just the thing for me.
And I love, like, going back to the, I love Wheeler Yuta, but if he's your pure champion and he's out for months and you basically just don't care and let him keep the title till he comes back, that makes me feel like you don't value the titles. Like it's just whatever, like it's not even worth doing anything with till he comes back. And that's why little things like that, like the fact that even back to previous ROH champions, there wasn't a lot of ROH title offenses. It just, to me, it feels like Tony Khan doesn't care about it as much, and they're just going through motions to have it there sometimes. The wrestlers aren't putting all their heart and soul into it, and I'm not blaming them or putting anything bad on them, but it just feels like, kind of like JC said, it could be more, they could do more. It feels like they're not.
I think it also goes back to the fact of how much are you willing to pay attention. And my example for that is, like you said yourself, and we've all said it, sometimes we watch NXT, we don't know who the hell anybody is. And that's on every week, and they promote it every week. But we don't know who anybody is sometimes. So if you're not willing to pay attention and know who's there anyway, then they can promote it every week. If you don't want to watch, you're not going to watch.
Yeah, but the WWE is a whole different animal because they do have a bigger casual group. I mean, NXT numbers are comparing to AEW numbers at this point. So
and that's fine. But see, that should have always been the case. There should never have been a time when AEW overtook even NXT. That should never have been a thing. I'm sorry, that should not have been the case.
I think at the very beginning, it definitely should have been overtaking NXT
because
it was a better product.
AEW, for all intents and purposes, was a startup company, and had their own day, started off on their own, and then NXT moved to that day. AEW claimed Wednesdays, and it started Wednesdays, and NXT was on Tuesdays, then jumped to Wednesdays for no reason whatsoever. None at all.
Just to try and take TV money away. That was the only reason they did it.
Yeah. So
then they deal with NXT 2.0. Like that was not your best effort, So, but yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we'll see where they go from this. What if Shane McMahon's involved? He's going to be running ROH from now on.
Oh God.
I feel like I'm waiting to hear what Scott D'Amore is doing because he's been too quiet the past year for the rest of the year.
That's true. You haven't heard a whole lot from him since he got let go by Anthem. That's very true.
So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. They're still waiting to bring him in because also Will Ospreay name dropped him one time too. So.
Okay. Well, let's get into our discussion now of WWE SummerSlam. Yes, we haven't even finished July, and we're already previewing this event because it's taking place so early in August. Still not used to this. It's kind of crazy. 7 matches have been announced on the card, and 6 of them are championship matches. So.
Good. Good. More than 5 matches on a pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Sake. So.
But to make up for it, they extended the pre-show to 3 hours because they were like,
Jesus Christ,
we got to get our video packages in. Can't take those off.
All right.
So here's another point. For the 3 pay-per-views Ring of Honor puts on a year, they still have more wrestling matches on than all the WWE pay-per-views put together.
That's very
yeah. I mean, that's because that's what ROH and AEW are. They're wrestling.
Yeah, but that's my point. If you give me 3 pay-per-views with actual wrestling on it compared to like 18 with 5 matches each, I'll take the 3. Thank you. That's less on my wallet too.
Give me 5 with tons of wrestling then.
But also at the same time, there's Honor Club. Just watch that too.
Yeah.
It's the same price
All
a
right.
month.
Well, I guess we'll just jump right into a little bit of ROH connection here. CM Punk is taking on Drew McIntyre with Tyler Black, Seth Rollins as the special guest
I
referee.
can't believe you did that. Usually that's me who does that.
Yeah. So, yeah, there it is, Jason. Collision's on early. Let's have a 3-hour pre-show. Exactly, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let's see here. This is an interesting one. We've known this has kind of been setting up for a while. Rollins with the referee thing, just to get him involved with the match, right? But Tommy, we'll start with you. Who do you see winning this one?
I kind of feel like it has to be Drew.
Okay.
I kind of feel like it has to. I mean, I get if I'm wrong, and honestly, for this one, I won't mind being wrong because this one actually is interesting enough to be hard to call. So I'm good with that. But I feel like it has to be Drew, but I feel like it also won't be clean. So okay, I'll put it this way: if it's not Drew, my other backup idea is it might be like some kind of draw or no contest, or it gets thrown out because all three of them start fighting, or they start breaking rules, and actually Rollins actually doesn't DQ them, although I don't think he will, honestly. So, but I'll say Drew with the biggest question mark I can make. So,
okay. Mike, what about you?
I think, and I've seen this for the last couple of weeks, pretty much since whenever Rollins was announced, and I think there's going to be some version of this. I think Drew McIntyre is going to win the match. I think it's going to be due to Seth winding up hitting CM Punk, whether intentional or not.
Actually, Jason just said that.
When did he say that?
Just right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jason. Not JC.
Oh, no, Jason.
I said something?
Okay, yeah. That's what I was like. Wait, when did you say that? Yeah, and I've heard that, and because I think what it does is, remember, Punk and Rollins was kind of what a lot of people thought was going to be a WrestleMania match after the Rumble or around the beginning of the year, because Rollins was so angry about Punk coming back, and they were setting that up. So you get that feud going, maybe to Survivor Series. I think you put Drew McIntyre back to that championship picture, whether it be Priest again or a lot of people think the challenger wins. That kind of sets up a hell of a match. So I think that kind of ends their feud for now. Yeah. Oh, and Drew. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of people are kind of in agreement, and I'm with them on
that. Yeah. You got to give Drew a win here at some point, right? This whole year has just been. He's just taking L after L after L.
That Clash at the Castle thing still hurts. I was like, oh,
I'm just no, I agree with
that.
You.
That one still hurts.
That took got us.
Yeah,
but the thing is, like, Drew really comes into this as the heel, and anytime there's a special referee involved, it's always the heel that gets involved with the guy first.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, that's actually something I wanted to ask. Is there really a set heel and face in this? Because it feels like they're both kind of evil in this scenario. It's like Dr. Doom.
When you look at what the fan reaction is going to be, it's probably going to be heavily behind Punk and being
okay.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I do want to say one thing. Last Monday when Punk was out, they were coming to do the rules or whatever, and Rollins was out there, and then Punk went to the outside. He says, "I'm out here, not because I'm afraid of you, because I'm afraid of what I'm going to do to you." And with all due respect to Punk, he's a great wrestler. I don't think anyone has ever been afraid of CM Punk, especially not a 6'5" Scottish psychopath who have you repeatedly screwed over. Like, I mean, I know it's all part of the gamesmanship and it's literally a promo and scripted, but like when he was like, I'm afraid of what I'm going to do to you, I was like, nah, no one's afraid of that.
Yeah. I feel like they should have done a John Wick style thing where they just sit there with cards in front and say what they want, weapons, flip the card over, that sort of thing.
I almost feel like, and I hate saying this, that this is like an era of Punk doing kind of like the being tough, like thinking he's tougher than he is kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like, the 2012 me can't believe I'm saying that, but here we are. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, he's a great wrestler and he's tough, but I don't think anyone's ever been afraid of him.
Nope. I mean, not Samoa Joe or Raven or not
Cena,
yeah.
Or
Bryan.
Yeah. So, but that all being said,
Oh God, Jason!
Wow. Yeah.
Is there a deeper cut? I say D-Nay, because that's a deep cut.
Nice.
I love it.
So anyway, I feel like Drew's gonna get involved with Seth first, and that may end up costing him the match. Who knows? So I'm gonna just say Punk. I don't know. This is like a 50-50 one for me. You never know with this. So.
Are you saying Punk?
Yeah, I'm saying Punk.
Okay.
Also, he's really mad over a friendship bracelet, but
That's true.
I mean, I guess he had to have something.
Like, if it was like his wedding band, like his legit wedding band,
yeah,
like a diamond bracelet, or I'm like, okay, I understand. Like, it's a friendship bracelet. Make a new one, buddy. No,
well, to be fair, if someone stole my friendship bracelet,
it's sentimental value. No, I know.
Yeah, I'd be pretty upset.
I think I just like crapping on Punk. So
yeah,
I mean that too. I mean, God, I don't know if I can word that at Mission Pro. Good Lord, that's going to be a long night for me. Jesus Christ.
United States Championship. Logan Paul is defending against LA Knight.
Yeah.
Mike, who do you want to win this one?
Who do I want to win?
Okay, well, that's who you're picking to win.
Oh, well, my answer. Okay, my answer is the same for both. In all honesty, because I never want Logan Paul to win. Like I can't in good conscience say that. And I do think LA Knight's going to win. I think it's time. Like, I know Logan Paul's a celebrity and he gets to bring in a different group to WWE, and that's a big deal. But honestly, LA Knight has spent the last year and a half overachieving, and therefore not that he overachieving, getting to a place where he should be there, and they just haven't had the time or the story, or like other people are already there. So like, if you can't have him beat Logan Paul at a Big 4, Big 5 pay-per-view for a belt, then honestly release him and let him go on to other things, because he deserves it. Like he's got to the point he should be there.
Yeah, I'm going with LA Knight too. If nothing else, I know this could be a long shot away, but I would love to see LA Knight and Joe Hendry battling it out. Maybe this title on the line, just to see their promos back and forth would be hilarious. So, Jason's also taking LA Knight. Yeah, if you're watching, that one scrolled up.
Yeah, when it does that.
LA Knight or else, James. LA Knight has to win a championship already. It's been long enough. He's overdue, well overdue. Yeah. And just like Logan Paul's been well overdue losing this championship. Tommy, what about you?
Do you even have to ask me who I'm picking? Is that really?
That's kind of how the show works. I really have to. All right, I'll have to Logan Paul, Tommy. No.
I will jump to the screen right now. LA Knight. For God's sake, why does Logan Paul even still have the damn thing? Like, you want to talk about champion not defending the damn belt. Because honestly, when they pushed him in the feud with Roman, of course, there was no chance of him beating Roman, although I kept picking him in all the matches. I know I was wrong. I know that. But I would have thought I'd have thought they'd had him win a singles belt by now. I mean, it's got to be him, right?
I would think so.
It's got to be him.
Hope so. Yeah, for sure.
Please.
It's always dangerous when we say that.
Yeah. I know.
All right, Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn. God dang it.
You're right tonight?
No.
Okay.
Is defending once again.
Fair.
Yeah. Against Braun Breaker. And I have to think that Braun Breaker is going to get it this time. I just have to think that, For all the way you're building this guy up, okay, losing once, got it. But losing twice to the same opponent, that just doesn't make sense to me. So I feel like Braun Breaker is going to finally get the win here. Bigger event, it is SummerSlam. Tommy, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Braun. I feel like this will kind of be his crowning moment. So yeah, I'm gonna go Braun.
All right, and Mike.
I'm gonna go Braun also, and to add to that, I think you need to pull a Lesnar Cena here, where he just destroys him. Yeah.
Whew, man, that'd
Like,
be crazy.
again, I don't think it's anything that would hurt Sammy at this point.
Kind of
He's
hard
proven,
to hurt Sammy at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a great way to really give that rocket to Braun and kind of set him loose on the WWE officially, if you will.
Okay. All right. Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan defending against Rhea Ripley. Tommy, go for it. What you got?
I don't care if I'm wrong. I'm not picking against Rhea, so I'm picking Rhea Ripley. I don't care.
All right. Mike?
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't know if it's a limb or not, honestly. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan to retain with Dom turning on Rhea and possibly the Judgment Day outside of Priest.
Honestly,
you and I are on the same page.
Honestly, no, I'm not even fronting. I honestly do have that same thought process. I don't think you're wrong. I'm just not going to not pick Rhea. But I think you're right. I'm not going to go lie.
I've got Dom helping Liv win. But I don't know if it's going to be like reluctant help from all those times Liv Morgan helped him. And maybe that sets up a custody of Dom ladder match down the road. I really do want that between the two of them. But I feel like Dom, whether intentional or not, is going to help Liv Morgan win this match. Maybe he comes down to try and help Rhea Ripley and somehow unintentionally helps Liv Morgan. As far as the Judgment Day, I'll talk about that a little bit later on when we get to the main event. So I have some theories on that one. So, But I'm with you, Mike. I think Liv Morgan's going to retain. Women's Championship, Bayley versus Nia Jax. Mike, I'm just going to ask you first to get this one. I kind of have a feeling I know where you're going with this. So
here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
I think Bayley's going to win the match. I think it's going to be a hard-fought match. I think she will win, and I'll get that point. Unfortunately, I have a bad feeling that this may be a Tiffy cash-in situation. As far as the match itself, I don't see any reason to give Nia a title run at this point. Like, I will say that she has been better in her return than her initial run, but I don't know. I mean, obviously they want Tiffany to be one of their next big things, and she's kind of in that partnership with Nia, so I think she might use Nia even though Nia loses, and then I have a feeling she might cash in before the end.
Okay. I'm going to go with Bayley to retain. Somehow or another, she's going to get the win here. But yeah, I could see the Tiffany's cash in. But part of me feels like obviously I don't want to see it because I don't want Bayley to lose it, at least not just yet, right? But maybe Tiffany will like Jason just said, will tease it, but just not get a chance. The bell won't ring, kind of thing.
Oh, you know what? I didn't take into account. Apparently, you saw the other week when Bayley destroyed the Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, they're going to get Tiffy a new bag type thing for
oh my God,
like a briefcase, but more of style show.
Like a Louis Vuitton.
Actually, if they do something like that, then she may have it for a while, so she can carry it around. They can sell some, so maybe there's a reprieve there.
That's what I'm thinking too. They wouldn't destroy the briefcase with the idea that they were going to cash in so soon. I think she's going to carry it around, build it up, and just move some merch, right? So
James,
James.
I don't like it, but it's a little out of left. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we did say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there is definitely a storyline with them where they're going to turn on each other at some point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how that plays out.
And Tommy, your pick.
Bayley. I mean, okay. I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of what they are still. They're still on the high on the Bayley train, if you will. So, and I feel like it'll kind of suck if everyone who won a belt at Mania lost it at SummerSlam right now. So.
That's my secret, Tommy. I'm always on the Bayley train.
So that means you're playing the Hulk in the next.
I mean, there's a multiverse, man. They can do whatever at this point.
Yeah.
So count me in.
I mean,
Hey, I've been inspired by the OG Hulk now. So,
dude, I don't know anyone who in that room who wasn't. So,
yeah,
man, I gotta post that.
That dude was really cool. Yeah,
I gotta post that soon. Oh my god, that was so cool. Yeah.
World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest defending against Gunther. Yeah. So I'm gonna go first. This one kind of ties in here. I think this is gonna just add to a bad night for the Judgment Day, and Gunther's gonna win. I don't think he needs the help to beat Damian Priest. Gunther's just been a powerhouse. I mean, you don't hold the Intercontinental Championship that long without being, that good, right?
yes.
But I get a feeling we're gonna see Balor and JD and maybe even Carlito. I don't know. Maybe not Carlito. I don't think we'd do it, but maybe they get involved and cost Damian the match on some level.
No, if Balor and JD get involved, then Carlito's definitely getting involved. I'll say that. That's how I feel.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be a bad night for the Judgment Day. I think they're going to lose both matches, and when you walk out of it, Finn Balor and JD McDonough are the only two holding gold for the Judgment Day, and maybe this causes a rift with them the next time on Raw. So, especially with the whole Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan thing, she doesn't win her championship back, and if Dom ends up going to Liv Morgan or something like that, who knows? But I feel like this is planting a little bit of seeds of some infighting in the Judgment Day when Gunther wins. I'm saying win. I think he's going to win. Sean and Jason are you agreeing with me? Mike or Tommy, what are you thinking actually?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Gunther. I feel like he's gonna be the heel that says, "See, I was right all along about him being this, that, the other thing," okay. There was an interesting video. I think it was either this past week or the week before. It showed the Judgment Day entering the arena. It was Carlito, JD, and Finn. Then it showed Rhea and Priest. Then it showed Dominic. So I really do think we're about to hit a Judgment Day split, and I do think it's starting at SummerSlam. So, in which case, I really do think they'll get a text from Adam Copeland saying, yeah, that's how it feels, huh? That really sucks."
It's gonna crash the party like it did at Comic-Con with the Percy Jackson cast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want them to look at their phones Monday and be like, "Who's Adam?" It's like, oh, damn it. It's just like Adam Pierce? No, Adam C. Adam C. Ah, crap.
Mike, which way are you going with this one?
I will say I am far less confident in this pick than I was right after the King of the Ring. Because I do feel like they have done a pretty decent job of finally in these last month and a half or so really finally making Damian Priest look like a legitimate champion. That being said, I do still think Gunther's going to win. And again, I kind of agree that it's going to come into play with – I think the breakup happens at SummerSlam. I know you think it kind of sets the seeds. I think there may be some stuff right off the bat. But that's just me. So,
all right. And finally, WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes is defending against Solo Sikoa. Is this the time when the Bloodline finally gets their hands back on the WWE Championship? Is this when Roman Reigns makes a return? Been teased for a while too. What is out there? What's going to happen? Tommy, we'll start with you. What do you got?
Absolutely not to the first part of the thing you said. Absolutely, it's the second part of the thing you said. There is no way Solo's going to win this belt at SummerSlam. It is almost a guarantee Roman's going to show up. So,
okay, Mike, what about you?
I think, I can't see Solo winning this right now. I'm interested in the idea of Roman coming back at SummerSlam. I feel like I know this is weird to say, but I still feel like it's a little too early. And I feel like you may need the Bloodline, give them a little more time.
Right.
Although it probably would help if they got a title, but I can't see this one. So yeah, but I'm definitely going to go with Cody Rhodes to win. I'm sure he'll get killed. He'll probably get run over by a car, might be stabbed, and then he'll still find a way to hit 3 crossroads. So
Actually, I think Roman coming back and them not having won any titles yet is going to be part of his argument. It's like, it's like you've had all this time, you haven't even won a belt yet. I feel like that's going to tie into that.
okay, I want to hear also how you think Jimmy and Jay come back to him and join his side.
I kind of don't want Jay to do that, actually.
Interesting.
He's been kind of great. I think he's great on his own. He's just
I feel like Jimmy will kind of need it, as sad as that is to say. But I kind of hope Jay has nothing to do with it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm going with Cody as well. I think appearance of Roman, or at least teasing the music or something. Cody with the help of Joe Hendry.
That'd be awesome.
I'm down.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. I mean,
Wait,
can you imagine that pop if Joe Hendry showed
hold
up?
on. 1, 2, say his name.
And we all know they're trying to set the standard that a referee has to stop counting when music hits.
Yeah.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
The ref's like, oh, yeah. It's
2 count.
1, 2. Wait, why did I do that?
So yeah, I've got Cody. I'm interested to see if Roman actually does show up. If they're just gonna have his music hit and it kind of distracts Solo.
Wait,
you know.
and Tama Tonga won't fight him. It's like I actually like this guy, guys. I'm sorry, I can't hit him.
We have beef online. We're good. So. Yeah. All right. Well, details on SummerSlam itself. I realized I didn't put that on the agenda, but it is taking place Saturday, August 3rd. Yes, August. It's already August, guys. My God. Sorry, Mike. I know that means your summer's coming to an end.
My mom's birthday.
Yeah. A little bit of time.
6 p.m. Central Time with the pre-show starting about the same time the Olympics in France kick off that day because it feels like it. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably like 3 o'clock our time. It is taking place at the Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, and it will be watchable in the U.S. on Peacock, WWE Network internationally. And this, by the way, is the final SummerSlam on the standalone WWE Network with any markets that still use it because it's all moving to Netflix in January internationally. So, and then
that's so weird to say out loud.
Pretty much in a couple of years when this Peacock deal runs out, you very easily could be having everything WWE related on Netflix. So crazy, huh? Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right. With that, we are going to move into our 1-minute warning segment here, and the video is probably going to play on its own, even though I'm trying not to have it do that. Yeah, that's how it does it. I don't know why. Anyway, Mike, do you have something this week?
Yeah. Tommy, do you mind if I share a story from one of the panels, specifically the wrestling one?
No, go for it.
All right.
Okay.
Are you ready? Go for it.
So we had the panel, Tommy had the panel with Mick Foley and Lita, and he kind of told me this, and then before they came out, he did this with the crowd, and he said, all right, guys, let's make an agreement. No King of the Ring or whatever, Hell in the Cell match, 98. Let's not have any questions about that, and some of the people kind of revolted in the crowd. But he was like, everyone had kind of made a gentleman's agreement, if you will, between the crowd. And we didn't. They had a great panel. They literally came out right out the bat. We're like, y'all just want us to continue the conversation we're having? Tom was like, go for it. So it was really great. They were super interactive. Really great stories, fun stuff to talk about. And then when it came to audience questions, they had a huge line of people, right? And so they were trying to go rapid fire. They were trying to get it through. Like one of the last 4 people, this 9-year-old kid comes up and basically is like, so you fell off the ring in the cage match? And I looked at Tommy. I was like in the front row filming, and I looked at him, and he was like, yeah. And we were like, all that time, we almost got through it, and then this 9-year-old kid comes, and Foley, he was real gracious about it. He even talked about there was a long period of time where he kind of wanted to stop talking about it because he felt like it dominated
Yeah.
everything he did, but he said he's
Like
okay with
everybody
it now.
knows, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you
but he
know,
says
yeah.
he's better with it now. But it was just funny because, like, you know, the adults had all agreed we're all on the same page, and this kid comes up, you fell off a cage in a steel cage match.
And I was like, you little brat.
And I think he asked,
weren't-
like, how did it feel? And he's like, well, I was relieved when I got to the bottom. Yeah, I've heard him say this before because I thought it was the worst was over. Boy, was I wrong.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
no, it was a fun battle.
It was really hilarious, and it was like I was
You know what, Ted? Me and Tommy
Actually-
talked about that.
yeah.
Sorry. The
Yeah,
beard
and-
oils. What con was it at? Hill Country, or
I think it was Hill Country when he brought it up.
damn, Sean.
Wow.
Well, at least I'm not 60. Is about all I can say to that. To be honest,
You know what?
At least Tommy's older.
Yeah,
Hate.
I'll ask you a bit later about your birthday messages that you did get, Mike. So,
Oh.
by the way, yeah. So, Tommy, got anything this week? 1 minute warning?
Do I?
Do you?
No, I think I'm good.
All right.
Sure. Let's try to see. I think I got it. I'm good.
Okay. For me, I wanted to invite everybody to check out, Pro Wrestling Illustrated's latest podcast episode. They talk a little bit about, all the usual happenings. It is a long podcast, but the second half of the podcast is an interview with Roxanne Perez. And for those that don't know, she is the first Hispanic Latino female wrestler to grace the cover of the Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine, which is the latest one. First. Which they called out on the podcast, that she's the very, very first one by herself. Crazy, huh?
Wow.
Think about the history of Bailey.
Right off the bat, I'm sorry, I know it's your minute, but
Yeah.
I'm boycotting PWI that Bailey has never been by herself on this magazine cover.
Probably, unless
How
she's
dare
part of
you.
like the women's 150 or something like
Wait.
that, but being a solo,
Does Lita count because she came out with S.A. Rios when we first saw her? I don't know if she's actually.
I don't know. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So anyway, yeah, it's a pretty cool interview with Roxanne Perez, talking a bit about her career, what her dream match is, which I think we all know what her dream match is, and yes, she has been talking to said dream match person's husband, and he's prodding just as much to try and get his wife to come in and be a part of that. So, but it is a pretty cool interview to see, and it's pretty awesome to think that this woman is about 10 years into this and still has a long career ahead of her.
And it's in her early 20s. That's
Yeah.
Yes, it's insane, right? So it's pretty awesome to see. Not even Thunder Rosa. No, Ted. I mean, Thunder might have only been on for, but she was sharing the cover with somebody, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I think
Jason,
she's-
probably same thing with that's what I said, but
Yeah, they're probably sharing the cover with someone.
they've never been soloed apparently. So
Yeah, so it's a pretty amazing thing. Unless I heard it wrong on the podcast, but at such a young age, to be representation matters, as she said. When she was growing up and getting into wrestling, it was the 2-minute Divas matches, and it meant a lot to her that to start to see girls that look like me on TV start to win. When AJ Lee was getting victories, winning championships, and she was just as much of a dork as she was too, as she would say. So, pretty cool interview. And if you don't know, AJ Lee is the dream match. Can we please make that happen at some point? I would love to see Roxanne Perez versus AJ Lee.
and Tommy, even Callie looks up to her, like literally. So I mean, it's cool.
For the record, I didn't even say that one. I mean, I 100% agree with it, but I didn't even say that one.
Well, I do think Callie looks. I mean, she's a Texas person.
Well, to be fair, Kelly has to look up to everyone.
Whoa,
but
Tommy, why'd you get to take it there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Come
don't
on,
worry.
that's not
Don't worry. I wanted to.
Tommy, she has 2 belts to shove in your face now. That's crazy.
So that means I get to insult her twice as much then.
Yeah.
She's going to shove them in my face. I'm losing nothing here, so she's going to insult me anyway. So
True.
James, same. Like, there was a time where I had stopped going to indie shows as much, and apparently I missed all the cool people. So,
I'll say this. I was going to shows when she was first starting to show up in San Antonio, a lot like that, and when she was really taking off. And I called it. I knew she was gonna like be signed at some point. I got the timing of when wrong. That's the only thing I got wrong because I didn't think it was gonna be the next freaking year. But that's when it happened. But I called it. I said this is someone who's gonna get signed real like sooner or later. I didn't know sooner was 6 months after I said that.
Really?
But yeah, but just so everyone knows, she does like not only is she's working her persona and everything, but who she is behind the scenes is a dedicated person to this. She like all this is what she wants. She's been working her ass off for it. So freaking proud of her. She's earned everything that she's getting so far. That's Jason I know you used to go to Sabotage way more than I did. Was I nervous talking to Lita? Not really, because she wasn't sitting as close to me as McFoley was, so therefore there was a space. So I was good, but
a little bit of a buffer, yeah. So
James, hey, Callie Tita is the future. Well, I mean, she can see the future when she steps on the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
Terrell, you missed it. We already made all our picks. But yeah, so go back and watch. Feel free to type them in there as you watch, on the replay.
Yeah,
so.
add them in the comments.
Yeah, for sure.
Like and subscribe.
All right. Well, once again, SummerSlam is Saturday. Oh, where's my graphic? There it is. Saturday, August 3rd, 6 p.m. Central Time. Pre-show starting at 8 in the morning. Kidding. 3 p.m. also. Taking place at Cleveland Brown Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. It might as well be 8 in the morning, right? And is available only on Peacock, WWE Network outside of the United
I thought
States.
it was Summer of Slams. Oh, wait, that's the other show. Never mind.
That's the other.
we already saw that.
That's right. That's right. I was there. My bad.
Oh, also, are you going to talk about the Saturday? There's a local free show.
Yeah, for those that can make it, you can watch you can watch the pre-show on your phone while you're at a little pop-up show that's come up. That was just recently announced. I don't have a graphic in front of me.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. So Mission Pro,
so
Mission Pro is having a free pop-up show downtown. It seems like almost part of like a little music festival kind of thing, but it's called Rockin' and Rollin'. It's Saturday, August 3rd. First match starts at 3. And if you go to their socials and look at, there's a poster played. If you look at the graphic, it looks like Izzy will be there, Devin and Zakai, Key and Ridley, Casey, Calientita, Rilo King, and a few other people. I'm not quite sure who they are.
Yeah,
I don't think they're ROH. I don't think they're hybrid people, but
ROH.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know how many they don't have a card necessarily. They don't have how many matches, but if you don't want to waste 3 hours watching talking heads on the WWE pre-show and rewatching the package videos that you're going to see before every match anyways, go downtown. It's free. Go enjoy apparently some music and some wrestling. So
every time we do that, people get pictures of us being bored at the music part.
Wow, Sean. At least
there was no chance of me bring. Oh, we lost JC.
Because of course my fucking computer was
freezing. I thought you were just being respectful. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. So
no, I wasn't being respectful.
And Sean, there was no chance of me bringing that thing up. I was just not going to do that. Ted, the address is 202 Lamar Street, 78202.
Okay. Next week we will recap WWE SummerSlam. And next week, of course, is episode 298.
Whoa.
So just to kind of give you a rundown of what's going on, episode 298 is going to be our recap of SummerSlam. And I'm trying to look at the calendar here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Episode 299, we'll preview Mission Pro Wrestling's next event. And as part of episode 300, we'll look at Mission Pro. We'll look back on pretty much 6 years of the WrestleCast, because our 300th episode is pretty much coinciding with the 6-year anniversary of the show. Whoa. And we'll be talking all about All In that week as well. So that's what we got coming up this month, and it's crazy. Getting to 300 episodes, we're almost there, guys. It's amazing how this started, how far it's come, and it's pretty awesome stuff. Oh Jesus, Ted.
I saw that too.
Well, Tina is going to be on the show. She's the only one that's ever hit me in the head with a briefcase. Then you can go check out that
Wait, didn't Tommy do it for the one of the?
No, I think I just put the briefcase down and just.
Oh, okay. You didn't
Yeah, I
officially
did
hit it.
that. Yeah, so I actually got smacked in the head for that evolution.
Yeah, no, I did. I remember that one. Oh, that was fun.
So
That thing made noise. I was like, oh damn.
yeah, the bloopers were great too.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
dude, we shot them like what 3 times? It was hilarious.
Yeah, I think so. Finally, before we sign out, I just want to congratulate the person that Mike is wearing the T-shirt of. That is Denise Day, who is, I believe, the first wrestling shop and collectibles women's champion.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah. So.
And I'm totally cool with me saying this. The since day one thing was my idea from a sign I made.
Yep.
Nice.
So
did she send you that shirt for free?
No. I bought it. I support. It's cool. No. It's cool. But yeah, she's doing some belt collecting too. So
nice.
See how that goes.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We do appreciate it. Enjoy SummerSlam this weekend. We'll be back to talk about it. So over here we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC. As always, heels and babyfaces. Remember, pro wrestling is real. People are
fake.
For the sky, boy.
Boom.
Ted, you're giving us too much work on that. Yeah.
No, those things need to die and be erased from the history of the internet. Please.
I'm sure we'll pull up some old ones. We'll see you next week.